What's up, my peeps? It's Cynthia, the Fitness and Wellness Bully here, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I am the real life fit to fat and soon to be fit again. If you're not familiar with that concept, just Google a reality TV show called Fit to Fat to Fit, and you'll understand. All right, so today we're going to do a part 2 on sleep and weight loss, fat loss. So more so on now my journey to improve my sleep and give you more tips on how to improve your sleep based on some information that I have found. So what I decided to do was use my little watch. I have a Samsung watch to start tracking my sleep before I would take it off, before I go to bed, charge it, that kind of thing. But I said, let me just see, not knowing how accurate this thing is, how bad my sleep is. Okay, so I started wearing it every night and I have been sleeping terribly. It gives you a sleep score, and it explains what the sleep score is. So I was getting scores like, this is like 46 out of 100. It'll say needs attention in the 50s. And so I became a little alarmed that my sleep really was not good. Seemed to be a little worse than I expected. Although again, we really don't know how accurate these watches are. However, with the advice of my husband, that's what I call him, he suggested that I go see a sleep doctor, just to make sure I don't have sleep apnea. I pray that I don't have it. I don't think, and he hasn't seen me gasping or stop breathing during my sleep, so I pray to God that it's not sleep apnea. So anyway, I went to go see the sleep doctor. We had to fill out a questionnaire. Your significant other, if you're living with someone and you guys are sleeping in the same bed, they ask them to fill out a questionnaire as well, because they notice things that you can't because you're sleeping, right? So I did ask the question to the sleep doctor, how accurate these watches are, and they said you'd be very surprised how accurate they are. So here we so a lot of my issues based on what the watch data says is, because I did it for a week, and I made some adjustments during that week, and I'll talk about that later, is that I wake up several times a night. My REM sleep is not as long of a cycle as it should be. My deep sleep is not as long as a cycle it should be. And I sleep light all the time, which means that my mental recovery and my physical recovery is not at optimum level, which we know can affect a lot of things like your weight loss, fat loss, and, other things, performance at work, all that kind of stuff. So what the doctor wanted me to do, or wants me to do, because I don't have it yet, is to do a home sleep test, where it's a device where they hook it up to your wrist. You said your wrist. I think you attach it to your chest, and there's one other place that I don't remember where you attach it to because I haven't received it yet. I need to sleep with that just for one day, and then they'll take a look at the data. So it's very interesting. He wants me to do that, so I don't have to go to a sleep clinic unless there's some data that they see that may require me to go to a sleep clinic. Okay, so let me put on my peepers, because can't nobody read that. Come on now, people. All right, so he gave me a list of tips for healthy sleeping. I thought I would share this with you just in case you're trying to improve your sleep as well. Let's see. So let me give you a little summary about how sleep is important. Is important as food and air. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Quantity and quality is important. Most adults need 7.5 to 8.5 hours of sleep, uninterrupted sleep, which we already know that. They say if you press the snooze button on alarm in the morning, you're not getting enough sleep. So luckily for me, I don't have to set an alarm. My body just automatically wakes up, even if I hadn't had a good night's sleep. Keep regular hours, and I think I mentioned that in the first video of keeping a regular sleep schedule. Reduce irregular and long daytime naps. Now, that I think is part of my problem. I take lunchtime naps. I work from home. Even when I worked in the office, I would go to my car and take a nap on my lunch hour. So I kind of knew that that would be affecting my sleep. But I have been struggling and fighting not to nap so that I can get better sleep. And we'll talk about when I don't take a nap, how that has affected my sleep a little later. Let's see. Stay away from stimulants like caffeine. And that's usually, they want you to take it in the morning so that it doesn't affect your sleep in the morning. Avoid things like caffeinated sodas, chocolate, caffeinated teas, because that can delay your sleep and increase arousal during the night. Let's see. Use the bed for sleeping. So avoid having, paperwork. Let's see, watching TV. I removed the TV from my bedroom, I would say a good 15 years now. So that's never been a problem for me. The problem is the damn phone and the tablet. That's my problem. Because I'll start scrolling and looking at stuff on TikTok and Instagram or watch a show, which is like having a TV, defeats the purpose of taking the TV out. But anywho, that's something I'm working on as well. Let's see. Avoid bright lights around the house before bed. Let's see. Reduce blue light exposure in the evening. And that, of course, is, your phone, computers, things of that nature. Don't stress if you feel like you're not getting enough sleep, which that's also a problem that I have, because I'll be thinking, I need to sleep, and then sleep don't happen, and then I get stressed out. Avoid exercise near bedtime. Now, so no exercise at least 3 hours before bedtime, but definitely exercise regularly. So if you go to bed at 10, get your workouts done by 7 p.m. Don't go to bed hungry. Have a light snack. Avoid a heavy meal right before bed. Don't drink any liquids before bed. Now, that's something else that I have been working on, because I don't have my gallon with me, but I drink a gallon of water a day. And I have been attempting to stop drinking water 2 hours before I have to go to bed, just to make sure that I don't wake at night to go urinate. And then I'll explain how that's been helping me. Avoid looking at the clock, which I don't have a clock. Now this is an interesting one. If you do not get to sleep, okay, if you can't get to sleep for over 30 minutes, he says to get out of bed, do something boring, and that eventually your body will tell you that it's time to go to sleep. Let's see. If you have problems with noise in your environment, add a fan or something, something with white noise that should help you try to get to sleep. Get a comfortable bed, stuff we know, pillow, things of that nature. Let's see. If you have a sleeping partner, ask them if they notice any snoring or leg movement or pauses in breathing while you're sleeping, because that could be a sign of sleep apnea. Now, my husband said he hasn't noticed that, so I'm keeping my prayers up that I don't have sleep apnea, because he may be sleeping and don't notice it. Let's see. Relax and clear your mind in the evening. So find a pre-sleep routine that helps you relax. Some people will take a relaxing shower before bed. What else did he mention? Doing meditation and things of that nature. And you would think that taking a shower, I said, well, does the shower need to be cold? That kind of thing. He said, no, it doesn't matter what the temperature is. There is studies that have shown that it helps you fall asleep faster if you take a shower at night. So what I have been doing And I've noticed that my sleep has improved, meaning my sleep scores were in the 80s. Hey, but I'm like, why do I have to do all this to get some sleep? I'll explain. So I've been not drinking water about 2 hours before I go to bed. I have been reducing my screen time on this little phone here and not looking at Instagram and stuff like that. Instead, I've chosen to read a few pages in a book because reading tends to make me sleepy. So I've been reading a few pages of a book on how to reduce emotional eating. So I'm doing something that helps, that's going to help me with my fat loss goals. Side note, my Samsung phone and the app that goes along with it, I think it's called Samsung Health, has like a sleep coach. So it gives you goals to meet every week. It's been asking me if I want to do like a meditation before I go to bed. So I've decided to do that. I think it's connected to the Calm app, although I don't have the app on my phone. Anyway, it links to Calm. In the past couple of nights, it has been giving me breathing techniques to help you fall asleep, things of that nature. And I found that has helped with, not drinking the water 2 hours before and reading before bed. And then I've had this for a couple of years now. This is an eye mask that has a Bluetooth speaker that's on the side here, right? And I listen to white noise music. Right now I've been listening to beach sounds, but it's something that's very calming and soothing that I wear when I go to sleep. I find one on Spotify that is like 10 hours long or 8 hours long, and I find that has been helping. So when I do a lot of the things that was pointed out to me by the sleep doctor, right? Relaxing before you go to bed, the reading has helped, the not drinking water 2 hours before, doing some meditation and breathing exercises, and listening to some calming sleep music. Those days, my sleep scores are in the 80s. Haven't hit the 90s yet, but they're in my 80s. But for the past couple of nights, I notice I haven't been doing it. And then I go back to in the 50s, 46, needs attention. So it appears that I need to do these things to be able to go to sleep. And I know that if I get better quality sleep, that's going to help me with my my fat loss goals, because I definitely think it's maybe it's slowing it down a bit. I do think it is affecting it. So that's one of the things that you need to really think about. If you're on this journey like I am, don't try to fix everything all at once, right? So, I've always had my exercise on point. So I exercise regularly on a schedule, do deload weeks when I need to, which I've had discussions on that. I have a video about deload weeks, if you don't know what that is. So all of that's in point. I've been working with a registered dietitian on trying to streamline my nutrition, right? So that's something that I'm focused on. And right now I'm getting laser focused on my sleep. So I say all that to say, don't try to tackle everything at once. I got to get enough sleep. I got to figure out what I got to eat. I got to figure out my workout schedule. Find something, focus on that, get into the habit of that one thing, find something else, get into the habit of that one thing, and then find something else and get into the habit of that one thing. Because if you just look at it as a whole, you get too overwhelmed by it, okay? So I hope to get the home sleep test in a few days, although it is the holidays, the day after Christmas, and see what this thing says. It's going to be interesting. It was interesting talking to the sleep doctor. I'm glad husband suggested it. So that's it, people. Ain't got no more. I appreciate you watching my videos, okay? So listen, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Like this channel, like this video. I I said like this channel, subscribe it, like this video, and comment down below, because I'd like to know, are you having trouble sleeping? Have you been tracking with your watch? Have you gone to a sleep doctor? What are some of the things that you do, or that maybe you're going to implement that I mentioned to help you get better sleep? I definitely think that I am going to shower before I go to bed. And the reason why I say that is because when I owned my studio and I taught 3 hours and I didn't get home till 9 o'clock, I would take a shower and my ass would go to sleep and just sleep. So I'm going to try that. Anywho, what are you going to try? If you're going to try anything. I'm nosy like that. I want to know. So as I always say, people, this journey is not easy, but you got to love yourself through the process. Just hug yourself and love yourself through the process. And until next time, people, peace.